Conscious Dating Part 2.
Welcome. How y'all doing? We're gonna talk about more about dating from yesterday. We're gonna continue the dating show. This is Conscious Kirk. This is me right here, me, the conscious one. And Brigitte is God is just be is asking me questions about we're gonna talk about like her a woman and a man's point of view of dating and all these questions. So stay right here. You're gonna hear us speak about it.
Part 2. Okay.
Can you right
So,
here?
can they hear me?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. This thing is changing again. So on TikTok, I can't see how many people are viewing. This TikTok stuff is confusing.
Okay, let's just jump in. On yesterday, you did a live that I was able to watch. And let me make sure my thing is live while I'm talking. And I saw that you mentioned so many interesting points that I wanted. Yeah, it's on. And I wanted to chime in a little bit deeper on some of the things that you spoke about as far as dating is concerned. So you said reading energy. That's the first part I want to talk about. Reading
Okay.
energy, trying to find out if a person, is kind of like vibing with you. And so, how do you look at us reading energy? How do we do that?
Well, I spoke yesterday how to read energy. You read energy by understanding your own energy, understanding your frequency, understanding yourself. If you can't understand yourself and your own frequency, you cannot read energy because
Right.
but part of understanding your energy is to understand mine. You know what I mean? So if I don't get mine, I don't know what I'm getting this from you. I don't know if I'm getting or what I'm getting is from you or is my own. So when I
Right.
learn how to read mine and understand my energy and know where my thoughts are, know where my feelings are, then I can understand when something is trying to project on me. I know this is not mine. I'm not carrying this.
Hmm.
So that's how you read energy. You look within to see what you have and what you didn't come with. Now, if I have it, like for instance, some people will like when you go in a relationship, a lot of times, the energy that you came in there with is not what you're leaving with. Now you're leaving angry. Now you're leaving resentful. You have attitude. You just grouchy. That's not
Right.
you. That's someone else. Somebody just project their energy on you.
Right. And so, no matter where you are in your physical reality, you should be able to read somebody else's energy. I know a lot of people are really busy bodies, and maybe always have to be busy. Like I know some people that say, "I can't just sit at home and not watch TV
Right
or
here.
music because I go crazy." Like so, so for those people, do they have the ability to read energy? What do you think?
What people?
The ones that's always saying that they can't be still, they can't be home alone, they can't watch, without watching TV or listen to the music or occupying their mind because they seem like they have to be a part of something. Something have to be going on. 'Cause I look at being able to read energy uh, as being able to sit with me sometimes. It's in lonely places of life when you learn how to do these things.
Yeah.
So for those people,
Can you right here?
can you confirm that they too can read energy?
So we all have the ability to read energy.
Right.
The only thing is when we continue to actually be our own people, hearing noise and being busy, we don't have the time to listen to inside. No, inside, when you're talking about inside of you, it's very quiet, right? Okay, good. When you're talking about on the inside of you, it's very quiet. The inside of you is so still. A matter of fact, like when is the last time? When is the last? Do you know how much stuff goes on inside of us? There's blood pumping, there's blood moving, there's heart beating, there's kidneys going, there's liver. Everything is working. But when is the last time you actually listen to it? We don't listen to it
Right.
because so when you're always busy, when you're always doing this, doing that, doing this, doing all these things, you don't have time to listen to yourself. To even know your own energy. A lot of times, the reason why we are afraid to date is because we don't know who is bad or who is good. We don't know how to read on who's the one who actually means well, or who are the men or women who actually means destruction to us. So we don't know this. So we just say, you know what, I ain't doing it. F it, I'm done. I ain't gonna try. And that's because we're not still. When we become still and learn to listen to our own selves and to focus on our own energy, that's when we know people who are always busy listening to music and all this stuff. They don't have the time to listen to inside. They can't hear it.
Yes.
They are too busy. They have to focus. And not that music is a bad thing, but there's a time for everything. There's a time to listen. There's a time to sit still. There's a time to shut up and be quiet. You know what I mean? So we just gotta take those times. But the average person, when they become quiet, their thoughts start to go, and that's all they could hear is their thoughts. Their thoughts, thinking, and then their thoughts are just spiraling, negativity and all this stuff. So many times people can't. Many times people are afraid. Many times people are afraid to actually sit still because they don't want to hear what's inside. Because what's inside is not what they want to be inside.
Yeah.
But the reading energy won't work.
Yeah. But everybody, I just wanted to shine light on that because some people are just so busy bodies that they might think that this is Greek, what we're talking about. But I feel as though everybody has the innate ability to tap into source energy, to read energy, to have discernment, to be conscious, and use 100% of brain capacity or whatever you want to call it in the physical reality. That's when they're ready, though. That's when they're ready to be real with themselves and be still and know that I am God. So we're talking about dating. So now, in reading somebody's energy on a date, being still, I also wanted to point out something too about being quiet sometimes. Like when you're on a date and there's a moment when there's in between questions where there's dead silence. Some people try to find something to say, to be the talker, thinking that silence is really, really awkward. But I like to just be in that silence and let that other person pick it up.
Yeah. People like to always like if we go on a date, right? Here's the thing. A lot of times when we go on a date, we don't want it to be a second, like a second of silence because we start to feel awkward. You're like, but and in feeling, and in feeling awkward, you actually blocking yourself from feeling the energy. Sometimes, sometimes all it is for real. Hey Claire, all it is for real. Sometimes it should just because we go on a date. It's not mandatory that we just talk the entire every second feeling of conversation. You got to use sometimes to feel, and many people cannot feel and talk at the same time. It's very hard to do two things. No, women think women. You know what? One myth. What's one of the biggest myth? Hello, one of the biggest myth is this: women are good at multitasking. Is that what people say? Women are great at multitasking.
Right. Well, you said it's a myth.
Yeah.
You think it's a myth? You said
it's impossible. It's actually not a myth. It's impossible because a human cannot multitask. The brain only could focus on one thing at a time, just one thing. The problem why we keep screwing up in life is because we focus on so many different things so that we don't have time. Listen, the average person could hold a thought only for 8 seconds at most, because we think that we are multitask. So we want to do this, and this. This is why we cannot manifest properly, because even in manifestation, a thought held for 16 seconds begin to vibrate. Many people cannot manifest because they can't hold a thought for that long because they have so much stuff on their mind talking about a multitask. You cannot multitask. The brain only works on one thing at a time. So many people cannot speak while they read. They just can't do it.
right.
Yeah, so that's the problem.
Right.
So sometimes you just gotta sit down on a date, and just feel. Just get a good 10 seconds in between each conversation, 10, 15 seconds, feel. And you know what though? You could feel it when somebody lying to you. As a matter of fact, let's go into this right here. Let's go into this.
Okay.
So you on a date, right? And I think this is very important. You on a date, and the person energy field, right? In person energy field is surrounding you. So you are literally in their energy field. Therefore, everything they think, everything they feel, everything they say affects you, right? It has to affect you because now your energy field is affected by the energy field. And your thoughts affect your energy field. Every single time that you think something, your aura change, and your energy field change. Same thing, right? Energy field aura.
Yes.
You following me so far? I know it's a little rough. I mean, because we don't think about these kind of stuff. So now, while I'm in your energy field, the truth carries a frequency, and a lie doesn't. A lie will make you actually. So when you lie, when somebody is not speaking the truth, it's connected to their subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind connects it to your muscle. What do you call that damn?
To like a reflex, because I did this
It's
exercise.
actually creating a reflex because your nervous system. So your
Okay.
subconscious mind connects to your nervous system. So every single time that you speak a lie, it disconnects from all your muscle. So no, at that second your muscles get weaker.
Yes, yes, because they have this exercise you could do where you could ask yourself a question, and your
Yes,
subconscious mind is letting you know the answer by
yes.
holding your hands out. Your hands will flinch or something like that, or one get weaker than the other. Yeah, I
I
did it.
studied that.
Okay.
So I've studied that, and I do it. I've done it before, and I've showed people how to do it. Like
Yeah.
when you have a husband or a wife who's lying to you, there's a way to find out if they're lying.
So true. Yeah.
So there's a way. I know I ain't gonna tell you all because I don't want to have nobody, getting beat up tonight or losing sleep tonight. But hey, Uncle Bob, how you doing, man? But so here's the thing. So when somebody tell the truth, right, and you try to move their muscle, it do not move. It's just firm.
Yeah.
So understand this. The truth carries a frequency because your subconscious mind is connected. If your subconscious mind and your spirit is connected to something, my spirit is the same connection. There's only one spirit. There's only one connection. So now when you speak of the truth, I don't need to believe it. I mean, I don't need to prove it. You ain't got to prove it. I just understand because I feel a frequency goes in my body. Because remember, we're in the same energy field.
Right.
If the
Right.
same frequency let your muscle tissue and your nervous system feel intact, therefore I'm feeling something too. We both feeling something.
We both.
So now,
will.
exactly. So, but you could tell when somebody's lying because your feeling change. You get down. You start to react and you think it's you.
Right.
It's not you. This is really how it is.
Right. And we
So
really, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I think when we pay attention and we
Yeah.
understand that this is why I said every time you go on a date or before you hang out with someone or before you go around someone, clear your energy field. It's your responsibility. Because once you become conscious, Bridget, and you understand you and how you work, you ain't afraid no more. You're not afraid no more to date. You're not afraid to be played because number one, you only attract a certain level of people when you are conscious. You attract a certain level of people with a certain level of consciousness. And number two, you know how to weed them jokers out. Hey, nope. I ain't got to meet you. I ain't got to shake your hands. I could just tell your energy looks weak.
Yeah. Right. You could tell from a little bitty picture on like a social media platform. You could tell when the person opened up their mouth for the first time, just where they vibing at. You don't even have to go as far as the date. Once you really know how to clear your energy and read them in the mall. You can read them at the red light. You could just read them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so true.
Yeah, it's true, man. But we just don't pay attention because we be busy just talking and thinking and being awkward and feeling nervous and scared. And then you talking to you don't even know that your nervousness and your own scared and your own shyness is affecting you. It's working against you because what you feel, you don't trust it no more because you're already nervous. You're already scared. Just relax. It's just a man or a woman. It's just you're an adult. Just relax.
Right. Or you have so much going on in your mind about the idea of love, about whether or not, okay, is this person the one? Is he the husband? Or, this unrealistic expectation for what really should be a fun night out, just having an experience.
Yeah, exactly.
So you miss reading the energy because you're too much in your head and your thoughts instead of what's going on. You're not in the now is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. It's just facts. I mean, it's facts. It's just how it is, man. I'm telling you all, man. I keep telling, especially women, this. Men carry a masculine energy. Men are masculine. Women are feminine. If two energy fields come together and you can't feel the difference, something is wrong.
Definitely.
Because the masculine energy is very powerful. It's very, very, very powerful. So when a masculine energy comes to you and comes next to you, I'm not on a date. No, I'm not on a date. Somebody asked me if I'm on a date. Now, so when the masculine energy comes in your energy field, you got to know.
You gotta know.
Yeah. If you are cautious, so do you attract something bad into your life? Well, so but like it depends on what you consider bad. I don't believe in bad and good.
Right.
However, if it's something that works against you, then I can see why you mean that it's bad. You could always attract something bad if you're cautious on that. Okay.
Yeah.
No matter if you're cautious on that, you still because cautious, you could still be carrying all kind of fear, all kind of doubts, all kind of live in your head. You're always thinking. You always gotta go to the extreme. You always gotta overthink. So a lot of times we do still attract garbage, even if you're cautious, because what you're afraid of the most is what you attract. What you are afraid of the most. Like some of you are afraid to get disrespected or cheated on or lied to. If
Wow.
you whatever you are afraid the most, the universe will reveal to you how it feels because now you are attracting it. Everything that you are afraid of, that means the universe is attracting it to you because you have to experience it.
Exactly.
The universe or God, whatever you call it, has to prove to you it is not as bad as you think. Experience it first.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And when you experience
it's
it,
gonna keep on giving you those same experiences, just with different characters or just with different people. This is why like you'll hear a lady who's been in a relationship, an abusive relationship, and then she attracts 2 or 3 more men that's abusive. Meanwhile, I'm like, oh my God, I never experienced that one man that's on me. How you getting all of them over there? Because what the universe is saying, is showing her, is like, I have to show you this over and over until you master the feelings or the emotions behind it, and then you graduate, so to speak, to another experience. But you cannot move forward until you master this particular level, this particular feeling.
Exactly. And especially a lot of women, they think something is wrong with them, right? Like, what's wrong with me? I don't know. Ain't nothing wrong with you. All right, let's get this clear. Let's get this clear right now. I ain't trying to pump your head up. Like I ain't trying to pump your head up. I ain't trying to. He said, "How do you heal the cheetah attraction?" Let me tell you this.
The cheetah attraction. Wow. Okay.
Here's the thing, right? Nothing is wrong with you. You attract what you attract because you vibrate what you vibrate. Vibrate differently and change your mindset. Stop being afraid to get cheated on. I'm not here living, in my fear, talking about, oh, I'm so afraid. I'm not, those things don't cross my mind. So therefore, I'm not attracting that. So remember, even when you are praying, you gotta be curious. You gotta be careful about the words that you use when you pray. Because if you keep praying about God, don't make me sick. God, don't make me sick. God, please don't make me get sick. Listen, you're attracting sickness because you keep using the word sickness. So when you keep saying sickness, oh my God, I hope I don't get sick. Understand that there's a power in that word that's attached to your subconscious mind that when you say it and you speak it, it becomes your reality. Even though you mean I want to be healed, you still gotta say, hey, I am manifesting healing. It's a complete different word. It's a complete different meaning. Don't make me sick. I want healing. It's 2 different words. So you gotta be careful about the words that you use. So if you're walking around every day talking about cheaters this, cheating that, you're attracting a cheater. That's exactly what you're doing.
And so that part right there, attracting, those type of energies, whether they beating you, cheated on you, or lying to you, that part has to do with monitoring your thoughts, really. Paying attention to what you're thinking. Because it's not always what you're saying, which they kind of go hand in hand. Because from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So these thoughts in his heart is speaking, giving life to all of these things here. But when you pay attention to the way that you think and soften it, because some people are so harsh with their thoughts or whatever, soften those thoughts to get back on a higher frequency to kind of kill the momentum of that you have in your mind, because you're creating all these things in your mind. So let me see, if I was at low frequency and I was the type of lady that walks around and saying all men aren't SHIT, for an example, I had that thought already. So what I'm going to do now in my thought is say, well, that can't be true, because I know there's a law of polarity. So if some are not SHIT, then there must be some that, do, vibrate higher than that. Or if I've seen so many girlfriends get cheated on, well, maybe she was on that frequency. I don't see that happening for me. It's a possibility that I can find a good man, because all men don't cheat. You can tell yourself those type things instead. When you have the thought, don't get mad at yourself knowing that you had the negative thought. Just get out of the rut. And if you find you do that often, then you increase your frequency and begin to attract, because then now you're starting to believe these things that you're telling yourself, and you attract better relationships and better experiences.
Yeah, I mean, if just like if we believe like we are one generation that always believe in Christianity, religion. We believe in all those things, right? We believe in so much things, and we think that God is love and everything that everything is yours. And we say those things with our mouth, but we don't really believe it, because if you did, certain things you just won't say.
Right.
Now here's the deal: how do you attract money? How do you manifest money? Number one, you have to manifest money by acknowledging that there is no lack of money. You have to know that it's available and it's already there. That's how you, because if you manifest money and you think that there's a lack, isn't just blocked yourself. You will attract that lack that you actually speak of. You will attract poverty because you believe that it's a lack.
Yeah, you attract what's on your mind. Yes, just
Right.
like you were saying. Yeah.
Right. So if we want to manifest that relationship or manifest that man, and in your mind you think that man don't exist, how can you get it? It's impossible to get it. You cannot create something that's impossible to create.
Yeah.
It's not going to pull through.
Definitely.
So all you're going to attract is that lack that you feel, because one thing that you can't do, like we spoke about earlier, you can't BS God. You can't BS your own self. You cannot BS your subconscious mind.
You can. Because energy don't lie. We're energy, so the energy's not gonna lie. You can sit up there and lie to that date and show them a representative if you want to, but the energy's not gonna lie.
Yeah. This makes you work. This makes you put in that work. Now you have to transform what you actually think and feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And now you have to be accountable for it, for that feeling. So you got to tell that mind what you want it. This is what they're talking about in the biblical text that says, let this mind be in you. And then they say something like, whatsoever things that are just, whatsoever things that are pure, whatsoever good report, think on these things. Put the negative thought away and let's think about something else. Always think the happy thought.
Yeah. Because, to be honest, it also says every idle thought every other word a man shall speak, you should give account for. Every other word you speak. How many times you walk away and just talk? Listen, Bridget, we think that when the Bible speaks of these things, it's a heaven or hell thing. It's this is for you to save you from going heaven or hell. No, this is for you to live right now, righteous. You know what I mean? In your heaven. Because if every idle word a man shall give, to speak, you should give account for. God don't want to say, okay, you remember when the day that you said the F word? You remember that day when every word is counted against you or going towards you. Every word you speak. So when you walk out there talking about, I want to date, but I don't trust these men. You just flatline your own self because your words are terrible. We're discussing relationship number 2. Think no evil, see no evil. That's facts. For real.
Yeah.
For real.
Okay, so we talked about reading the person's energy and the negative thoughts in our mind and the silence at the date. Also talking too much, because a lot of ladies talk too much, I think. And not just talking too much just for the sake of telling all your business to somebody when it's too early, but also talking too much and not allowing the man to talk about himself. Because a lot of men in the physical reality are like ego-driven, kind of like, they like to boast, they like to talk, but they don't seem to ever get a chance to do so. They love talking about their job and what they're doing in their life. They like that attention. They don't get the loud trucks and the Corvettes and the big trucks that you need a ladder to get on for nothing, because men are loud, but that masculine energy is loud, but that feminine energy is soft, So let them talk, let them speak. Let them tell you a joke, and even if it's not like you were talking about, if it's not all that funny, at least smile. At least be interchangeable with that energy, like you're engaging. That's if you're interested. But even if you just want to be like a maybe pleasant person, still smile. You don't want to just be so cold and mean bugging on the date and complaining about the fork dirty and everything. they could have cleaned up. Oh, it smell up in here because it's not showing that you don't know how to be grateful, that you're not easy to be around too. I wanted to point out that. What do you think about that part?
So you mean as far as the talking?
Your
Let me say this.
your opinion with the talking for the man. Would you like to talk on the day?
So a lot of times the man, a lot of times on the date, if a man is interested, he will talk.
Yes.
We will talk when we are interested. A lot of times the woman assumes that the men don't talk, so the woman feels like she has to go through with the conversation. She has to lead it. She's leading it. She's leading, and we just, so after a while we just like, okay, we listen, because I mean hell. Plus, a man opens up at a certain point. We opens up at a certain point. We don't open up right away. Here's what a lot of women do. Okay, I'm saying this because I've been on. I've traveled, right?
Right. I understand.
So I'm not that I'm a age, but here's the deal. Women want to speak in the beginning on everything. You wanna tell them what you're looking for. Someone has phone to me. You want to say that what you are looking for. You want to tell them what your ex-partner did or what happened in your last relationship, and you don't want them to know. Let me tell you this. This is what he did, and I'm done. I'm hoping that you don't do the same thing, or don't think I'm playing game. And you talk about your ex, and you talk about your past relationship. You talk about how many times you've been cheated on. You talk. You want to tell me what you're looking for in a man. Listen, I'm looking for a man who knows how to do this, and a man who's this, and a man who go to church. And you just too much information, and he just listening just to. After a while, he's just like, man, God dang, this chick don't stop. Your vibe is not great because your vibe is talking but it's a negative feeling attached to your words. So he's like, my gosh,
It's like you build a rock for yourself.
yeah. And a lot of times, the same thing that you're telling these people about not to hurt you with is what they use to hurt you. You know what I mean? Like, you don't tell somebody, you don't tell a man what you're looking for. But you have to give a man time to speak. Like, let the man speak. That's how you understand where he's coming from, and listen to how you feel when he's speaking. Listen to how you feel. Don't listen to act weird about. Let me see what you're saying is true. No, you're gonna feel what he's saying. Truth is not heard; it's felt. You know what I mean? Focus on how you feel when he's talking. Are you feeling at ease, or are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling relaxed? Or are you feeling nervous? Are you feeling panicky? Are you feeling like you are bothered? Or are you feeling just at peace? When he speaks, his words carry a certain vibrational frequency that makes you feel. But you gotta listen. Stop being anxious and just listen. So basically, don't give him too much information. No, not on the first date. Not second. That's his business.
Know who this person is. You're there to read the energy, to figure this person out, not to give them the key to anything.
Yeah, they're not ready for the information.
I'm sorry, what you said?
No. I was saying what you were saying. They're not ready for the conversation. Hey, Nisha.
Yeah,
They're strangers.
It's about leaving your business and everything at home, in my opinion. I feel as though listening is really one of the most underrated communication skills. You can find out so much if you just listen to them. In the beginning, men tell you exactly what they want. They tell you and they show you if you were listening, but some of us jump the gun and want, have these expectations or these needs that trump listening, and we don't hear. We don't hear anything. So there are two types of people. There are people that listen to understand, and then there's that other type of person that listen because they're waiting for their chance to talk, and they didn't understand, they didn't hear nothing. They just, oh, it's my turn. There's clear space. Let me say something here.
Yeah, you're right. Someone said some dating coaches say the woman should do most of the talking so she can be herself.
No, if anything, I feel like feminine energy should be mysterious. Like when he's sitting up there asking you, when I know you think differently of this here, Kirk, but I'm gonna say it anyway. When he asking you, what are you looking for in a man, for example?
Mm-hmm.
Like in a feminine soft, not masculine energy, in a feminine soft energy, soft tone. Well, I'll know when I experience him or when I feed him. Something like that. Instead
Yeah.
of, well, he gotta be 6 foot and he have to have this much money and he have to have this kind of car and he gotta know how to treat a woman and blah blah blah. Just as simple as can be. And then throwing the question back to them too, so they could talk. I like to throw the question back at them so they could tell me more. You want to really figure this person out, so let them talk.
Yeah. Yeah. Regal, you asked a question earlier, and I don't think I understand your question. You said that every morning you wake up with the same thing on your mind, like clockwork. Um, I didn't understand the question. I'm trying to understand the question, but I'm not getting it. What signs does a man show when he's interested in you? Oh, can I get that one, Bridget? It's a great question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What signs does a man show? That's a great question. When he's interested in you, when he's interested in you, he's focused on you. He's looking at you. He's not looking around. I mean, to be honest, I know it sounds like it's obvious, but a lot of times it's not obvious. But when a man is interested in you, he listens to you. He actually, because he wants to learn. He's actually eager to listen to you. No, are you talking about the first date or just in general? When he's interested in you, he gives you effort. He matches your effort. A lot of times, we don't allow people to match our efforts. We just ready to just do all the work by ourselves because we assume that it's just what we're supposed to do as a woman. You're supposed to set up all the times, and because that's what you are used to doing. But a man who is interested in you is going to match your efforts. He's going to actually give you time. He's going to give you time, and then if he's interested in you, he's going to speak to you. He want to know how you're doing. He want to know if you're feeling sick, if you ate, if you're feeling okay. He want to know that your kids are good. Like, hey, how are your kids doing? I mean, they're good. I mean, do you need anything? A man interested in you, he want to separate you and put you to the side and saying, listen, this is mine. I'm going to separate you, from the mass, and I'm going to treat you well. When he's interested in you, he's going to actually that communication is going to be always open. I notice that men don't talk a lot, but even if we're listening, even if we just want to hear your voice, even if we just want to see you, because a lot of times we want to see you, not just at nighttime, not just when we're horny. I'm talking about even when you're on your period. You know what I mean? I'm talking about I'm talking about like when you're on your period, he's still coming over. Hey, what's going on, King? So
if you don't want to come over during that time, then
a lot of times people want to come over to your house when you're nighttime, after work, late at night. Those are signs that he's not interested in you for real.
Yeah, and the sofa dates, even if it's not about having sex, even if it's just like a sofa date because he don't want to take you out to show you, that's a red flag too.
Regal want to know, how do you start changing? Because she says she wake up every morning with the same things on her mind, and just because someone did to her, how do you move? How do you continue? I'm pretty sure that's what I'm getting in the question. So we all, if you haven't been hurt in a relationship, raise your hand, because hell, I can't raise my hand because I've been tore up. You hear me? I've been left with a house note, cars notes, and all this stuff by myself, struggling. So I've been hurt, and a lot of people on here actually, I have a lot of followers or people who follow my content, and one of the reasons why people follow my content is because I speak of a certain pain and hurt and growth and all those stuff. So people who follow my content, most of the time, have been hurt. Chances are you've been hurt. You've been through it. You've been disappointed. You've been hurt. You've been played. You've been cheated on. You've been lied to. You've been hurt. I'm pretty sure. So when you wake up in the morning, every single time in that mindset, is because you haven't moved on. It's because you haven't accepted that somebody that you love hurt you. You haven't accepted the fact that it happened. It happened, and you will be hurt. And hurt is not the problem. The lesson is the solution. Learn the lesson.
Yeah, learn the lesson.
Yeah. Once you finally see the lesson, yeah.
Every morning when you wake up, you're refreshed, you're renewed, you have a new momentum going. And if you're picking up all of those experiences, the bad ones, the hurt, you starting off on the wrong foot, so to speak. Because meditation gives you a new start.
Yeah.
The first thing you could do instead of that is find things like Kirk taught us on the clubhouse. Find things to be grateful for. And why? I'm grateful for because and allow your day to start on a positive.
And if every morning you wake up with the same things in your mind, it's because you're not living. Like your life is done. You pretty much half dead. And this sounds really bad. But if every morning you're feeling that pain, because what people do these days when they hate you, they don't want to kill you at once. They want to keep you half dead. And when they keep you half, because that's how you torture someone, right? You torture someone by keeping them half dead. Like you see this movie and this bad guy is killing everybody, he's torturing everybody, he's doing all these things. And when the good guy finally find him, you want them to torture this guy too, because you don't want them to just kill him, because killing him don't teach him, right? A lot of people leave you half dead. You know what I mean? They leave you half dead. But I want the thought to disappear. The thoughts don't disappear because you're entertaining it. If it comes to your mind every morning, it's because you're entertaining it. You gotta actually understand how. But that's a whole different. That's a whole different type of conversation. That's really about fixing. That's a conscious. That's not a relationship issue. That's something that we could talk about on a different live, because that's kind of that's steps. That's because I'm teaching that on Clubhouse. I was talking about it on Clubhouse, and that takes a long time to process. It's a clearing the mind.
It really does. So back to the dating topic. SCF Painting and Balloon Art was talking about people who come showing up with as a representative, and so when you're speaking to them, you're telling them, you're kind of like allowing them to be the representative for you, and they're hiding their true self.
Yeah, of course, because the true self is never appreciated. Like, how many of us appreciate our own selves? We have thoughts that we don't like I was talking about. We have thoughts that we don't like. The feeling that we have, we don't know how to control it. So I don't want to feel this way. You know what I mean? We're not proud of ourselves. We're not proud of the men or women that we have become. We have been hurt, we have been abused, we have been disrespected, and we become all those pains, so we don't know how to get rid of those pain. We have become an entire body of pain and unconscious behaviors. And that's who we are. So now when we show up, we can't show up ourselves. Because if I show up myself, you won't like me.
Right. So this is why a man will show up in front of a vulnerable woman who's looking for a husband per se, and listen to her and start to become the man that she wants.
Yeah.
Because he's not. You think it's because he's not happy with himself, or you think he's just a game player, manipulator?
So the ones, if a man or a woman, period. I don't just want to say man.
Either one.
Yeah, because people think that I'll be bashing men. I don't bash men. I ain't Derek Jackson.
Me either. And I ain't Derek Jackson.
Yeah, I can remember myself. I'm a good guy. So let me tell you about men. One thing about us is because men are not taught their value. We're not taught our value. We never like, who told us this? I never had a father. I just saw my father once in my life. And even if I saw my father, it was always my sisters that they told she was so pretty, she was so beautiful. Oh my God, you're a girl. Don't let nobody, don't let them little boys. Like if I keep telling my daughter, don't let no boy touch you. Don't let no boys talk to you. Now my son is thinking I must be dirty because he hearing this. He might, and we don't even recognize this. So I tell my daughter, hey, don't let no boy touch you. Don't let no boy, don't talk to no boy. My son is listening. He's saying, I must be bad to be a boy. So now my focus is to get these little girls, because if my daddy is telling my daughter, my sister, don't do this, then I must be who he's talking to. So let me do this. So we grew up without no value because we don't put that value in our sons. So a lot of men, listen to this. We came from a woman. Oh, Lord have mercy. I just got the spirit. We came from a woman and we find our value in a woman because that's the one who are told that they are valuable. We never told them. So if I could get you, you just validated me. I'm good enough. So what I'm saying, I'm good enough. So now if I could sleep with multiple, you, and you, I want it. I must be the stuff. Listen, we don't even understand how that works. And the men don't know this either. This is very unconscious. This is unconscious behaviors that we don't know until later on in life when we sit down and say, damn, what the hell was I doing all these years? But until a man finds his value, he don't stop because he can't stop.
He can't.
He can't because
he doesn't realize he's doing it. It's just what he has to go through. It's kind of like consciousness. You don't realize that you sleep until you wake up. You're like, oh my goodness, I did that.
Yeah. Because I don't care how much money I have. I don't care my position. I don't care my president or not. I don't care if I'm the president of a country. My value is based on, can I get her?
Yeah.
Can I get her too? Can she tell me that I'm good? Can she want me? Can I make her want me? That's my value. That's how we base our values on. And we don't even know this. So now, until a man become conscious and realize my value is within me, is when he say, oh, you're not my enemy. Hey, you don't validate me. You can't validate me. So I'm gonna just sit here and you might think I'm weird, but I don't want you anymore. I'm good. I don't want you or her. I'm good by myself because now I find value within. So now the problem comes in. The problem is a conscious man who is self-controlled and who loves self. Don't share self with everyone else that he doesn't know. I cannot give myself away. I will not give myself away. It makes no sense to keep giving myself away to strangers just to validate myself because I'm already validated. So a man who sees a damsel in distress, just like a lion seeing a zebra who's hurt, I need to feed. That thing in me that needs to be validated needs to be fed.
Need to be fed.
And I made a video last night that people were taking me the whole entire wrong way because they think I'm saying, well, so you're saying that men, so you're saying that it's the woman's fault that men cheat on them and those. No, I'm not saying it's the woman's fault. You don't blame the victim. If the damn zebra have a broken foot, you can't blame the zebra for having a broken foot. It's just something happened. They have a broken foot. So now you got to be aware of the energy that you're carrying. You got to be aware of, you know what I'm saying? You got to be aware of the energy
that continue to be pray and basically learn your value.
Yeah, learn who you are.
Learn how to read your energy, your value within. That way you could discern other people's energy to find out if they are coming to haunt you and try to make you their next prey. Yeah, beautiful.
If I see you broken as a whole man, as myself, if I see you broken, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I don't have no need to want you. If I see you broken, it's like if you go to the doctor's office and you're sick, you have all these things wrong with you. You think he can be attracted to you? No, he don't want you. I'm your doctor patient.
Yes.
Because why would you want a broken person? Let me think about
it.
So if I'm seeing a broken woman hurt, abused, disrespected, and hate life, why would I be drawn to that? And so that's when you gotta pay attention to your own energy. If you know that you need healing, if you know that you carry negative energy, if you know that you're sick, leave men alone. Because you're going to attract somebody who want to torture you.
Definitely. And that goes both ways too, for women too, when they evolve and become conscious. When we're younger, we might like that roughneck, that bad boy or whatever. But when you evolve to a lady or consciousness or just a expansion of mind, then no, you're not, because you know that player out there playing and he has his little prey and you like, oh, you're cool, but okay, I'm fine. Nice to meet you. Go ahead on. You don't want to have that experience because at the end of the day, he's broken. He's looking for love in all the wrong places. He's seeking validation, and you just don't want to have. You just don't have time for it anymore.
Yeah, it's true, man. It is true. I mean, I think this is the biggest lesson. Bridget, this is the biggest lesson. This is the most important lesson. If you know that you need healing, if you know that you ain't healed, if you know that you still have negative thoughts, if you're still looking at men as in they're cheaters and liars, the ones that you're going to attract is those ones that you're thinking about, those ones that you feel about, those ones that hurt. You're attracting hurt because you're feeding hurt. So the men that are drawn to you when you hurt, I promise you, because a man like me, and I'm not saying I'm above any other man. I promise you, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm just a regular man, just like everybody else. But I'm telling you, I'm not going to be drawn to that. I mean, I don't care how fine you are. You can be beautiful as ever. But the energy, that's too much work. I'm not kidding. I'm done.
And on the flip, just like, men go for beauty and feminine energy, on the flip, I don't care how much money you have.
Yeah.
Because the women normally go for the provider, the protector. I don't care how much strong you are, how much money you have. You get to a place in your journey that, no, thanks.
Yeah.
Somebody else would really appreciate that, but no, thanks. I'm just further along in my journey, and no.
For real.
For real.
I mean, a lion and a zebra can never be friends. So if you're a broken zebra, a lion will want to devour you. He don't want to put you, bring you into his home. And her name is Goddess Just Be. Hey, Roger, what's good, man? Yeah, her name is Goddess Just Be on TikTok. Her real name is Brigitte. So we're just talking on here. I'm blessed that you all are listening, and I hope that we're saying things that you need to hear or you find knowledge in. So I do appreciate you all listening. I know you all can't see her, but here, let me show you all again. Very beautiful young lady.
Hello, hello. I'm so thankful that you were able to come on. I don't want to hold you long today. I just really wanted to touch on those couple of things that I wanted you to expand upon because I listened to the video. It was really good. I love to catch your lives on TikTok. And and we got to tell the people about Clubhouse. Those of you who have an iPhone, we go to Clubhouse at about 11:30 Central. We've been really going almost every night. But we've been talking about mindfulness. Oh my God. It's been really, really
A whole bunch of stuff, man. So you're welcome to join it. Just if you have a Clubhouse. One thing that I want to leave you with though is you are accountable and responsible I'm responsible for your energy. You know what I'm saying? Like you are responsible and accountable for your own energy that you carry in. Because I want you to understand, we're talking about a second part of a relationship, but you are responsible for the energy that you feel and you carry. So I just want you to understand, if you are, and this is the biggest thing. I had a friend just recently. She wasn't healed and she was still hurt. And I'm like, listen, I know you met this guy and he seems very nice. I know you just met this guy and he seems very nice, but you're not ready. And she's like, but he's so nice. I said, listen, look at the energy that you carry. And she's like, but what are you talking about? But he's a good guy. I said, look at the energy that you carry. And I'm telling you right now, if you carry a funky energy, you will attract a funky person.
Definitely. But last question, I promise. So the person that was at that place in her journey, do you think she should not date at all until she feels like she's at the right frequency, or date for the experience, knowing that she's not gonna, get attached?
That's a great question. I have a lot of stories and a lot of analogies that I use, right? So this is the way I explain things, because so I understand it.
Right.
If you walk outside your back door, right? If you walk outside your back door, and you go in, let's say I'm in Arizona, I don't have a map or a GPS. But let's say I walk at the back door and I'm going to Texas. Let's say I want to walk to Texas. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm just walking in one direction. Okay. There's a small chance that I might get to my destination. There's a small chance I might get there. It's possible to get there. I don't know where I'm going, but I'm walking. If I have a map and a GPS, the chance becomes bigger. I would get to my destination. See what I'm saying? I will get there. So I'm not saying don't date if you're not healed. I'm saying if you still damaged, or as we call it, broken, which is not broken, but if your mind is still hurt, there's a chance that you still might hit that, what you want. You might get there. So date still. But when you are dating, you got to be aware.
Be aware.
Be aware, because there are people out there that will know. Like we smell brokenness. Like we smell people who are ready.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We smell insecurities, and we smell, like a man would see an unattractive woman. Facts, right? This is facts. This is what I've done myself. I've done it. So you know what I'm saying? A man will see an unattractive woman and know that he is fine and she is okay. And a woman is so shallow also, because trust me, you all are shallow too. We not just us. You are shallow too. So you want a man like who's attractive and who's looking handsome and tall, dark, and handsome. And you want that to be on your arm, because you want to tell all your friends and show all your friends that I could get that too. I could get a man like this. The whole time he's taking advantage of you. He's abusing you, disrespecting you, taking your money. But you ain't going nowhere. You staying right there because the caliber of man that you think he is. But in all reality, a man don't take from you. I don't care what nobody say. Now that I reached this point, a man I don't want your stuff. You barely have enough for yourself. I don't want, if I can't provide for myself, I'm not even curious. If I can't provide my own stuff, my own life, my own money, my own car, my own house, me coming to you, what you gonna look at me for? What are you looking at me for? You know what I mean? Like, if I can't provide for myself, what am I gonna do for you? Somebody says she likes fat men.
Right. And so they look for those as prey, the ones
Yeah.
with low self-esteem, especially even the independent women who really large and in charge and have that masculine energy, they can become prey too
Yeah.
because they have that masculine energy and they really want somebody in their life, but they're pushing, repelling them away because they already have the masculine and he needs feminine. So anybody can become prey depending upon where you are in your journey. But
Anyone.
I want to say this here for those who are hurting. I would say to date for the experience myself, but I would say I would do it in this type of way. This is actually what I did. This is what I want to share. So when I was at lower frequency and I had problems with my self-expression, not being able to communicate and speak my truth. So I was really nervous and shy or whatever, right? So what I did was I went online. It was called, I don't even know if they have it anymore, blackpeoplemeet.com. Don't you laugh at me. So I went online and I did my little profile thingy. In my mind, I was like, I'm not gonna date any of these people in the physical reality, but I'm gonna go online on the back side of things just to boost my confidence, just to work on my communication skills. And this is what I have in mind. I'm gonna talk to the player and I'm going to try to be this like seductive kind of gal. And I'm gonna talk to, the nerd, and then I'm gonna leave him, poor nerd, you always leave the little nerd. But I left him. I wanted to learn how to close a conversation and be done with somebody. I wanted to disappear. I wanted to be all of these different personalities on the computer, and it helped me in my physical reality. So when I got off of there in my physical reality, then I started, like smiling and being more approachable and holding a conversation with just a stranger, not wanting a number from no man, not wanting anything, but I was working on me. I was doing my self work. Now I'm healing in the process. So now I'm here talking on YouTube, something that I never thought I would ever do in the physical reality because I was so shy, so timid, but I was working on me. And at the same time, I was healing me and I was growing and my frequency was increasing. So there's different ways that you can do it, but I wouldn't say stay away from men, period, and don't date, period, because what happens for the feminine energy, you start to lose some of that youth. You start to lose some of that beauty, the thing that really draws men to you. So you sit up there and be a hermit in the house if you want to. The muscles is, going down if you're not even working out too. So it's like, don't stay gone too long now. Get that work done and get back out there.
I want us one day to talk about, because I know that you mentioned to me before about the feminine energy. And I would like us to do another talk, maybe next week or some in a couple of days, about feminine, because a lot of women are afraid to be that full blast feminine frequency energy, because they think that men will take advantage, but they don't understand that it's the opposite. Men actually, men look at feminine energy
Yes,
opposite.
actually, yeah.
A man will fall to his knee. I will fall to my knee. Listen, I don't. People are. Listen, so we gotta talk about this.
They can actually see it when you're with your daughter, how weak you are. It's like, oh, mommy, I'm like, look at this man. And these women don't see this. Oh, mommy, you want a lollipop, mommy? I'm like, oh, she got him. Because it's the feminine energy. And she be sitting up there, You gotta learn how to play dumb, ladies. Don't be dumb. Like the feminine energy just get you what you want.
That crap will make a man fall to his knees. It's just a women don't know. No, I understand, because women have to work for themselves. Women are left with children. They gotta be the daddies and the mommies, and they gotta be all these roles. And I completely understand, but we need to learn how to switch when it's time. You know what I'm saying? We gotta know how to switch when it's time. It's very important. It's very vital, especially because I'm a masculine energy. Another masculine energy don't do anything for me.
Fun too.
Yeah, man. Listen, another masculine energy in my house, it just don't work. My son is enough masculine energy because he's already 6 years old and he really need to go get a job and do something else, and he's 6. I'm ready to get in to go get a job. But the feminine energy is something about it that it just makes a man just like, what the hell happened to me? I thought I was a boss. I
Yeah.
ain't.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, this is the thing about it though, if you are not exuding the feminine energy, that means you are exuding the masculine. And if you're exuding masculine energy, this is also a reason why you are attracting men who you think are bees or who you think aren't SHIT, because you already the man. No other man is going to be going after another man. So you play the role of what you want. So if you want masculine, you must be feminine when he's around. Now you could be the boss, when you on your job and you doing your passion. I'm not saying stop being the boss over there. That's masculine energy. You have to be there. But when he walk up in that room, oh hi babe, hey big daddy, you just switch up.
I'm telling you.
This
is facts.
waiting for you.
Yeah, this is facts. Trust me, this is facts. I'm a man. I'm a very masculine man. But when a feminine energy comes around, my whole demeanor just.
Yeah, definitely.
Because a masculine energy is going through battles, and we're about security, we're about this, and this. We are battling our mind. We're battling work. We're battling this. We're battling it. And the feminine energy just says, "Hey, come here. Come here. Come here."
It does.
And that's what it is. So now, even the most hardest men,
even on the date, the feminine energy, just the small things that you do. You're talking softly, feminine energy. You leaning over, like on the table. If you're really engaging and looking in his eyes, you're leaning over. You might have a little cleavage or something showing, but you act like you're really interested. Even when you hold the champagne glass, you put that little pinky out, like, feminine energy, just dangling it. Just it's small things that you do that exude feminine energy. You're wearing your heels, you're smelling good, you're graceful, you're having something on that's really loose fitting so you can flow instead of tight clothes, just you want to be graceful with your feminine energy. We'll talk about it. We'll talk.
Hey, we're gonna get this one right here. I'm not either. We're gonna get this one because I have known, because I've studied. I do a lot of just BS studies. I don't know why I study so much nonsense, but I did a study about what kind of flirtations. See, a woman think that if she talks to a man, it shouldn't be that way. No, there's a way how to approach a man and how to flirt with a man that just makes him do all the rest work. I'm gonna teach you how to. You know what? If you want to know this, which I shouldn't probably share this, probably should put this in a book. Listen, if you take these notes, I promise you, any man that you want, any man. You know what? I ain't telling about this. This is my secret. Never mind.
We're gonna get it out here next week. We're gonna work that feminine energy magic on you.
But yeah, so we gotta go. I gotta go to the police.
I have a conference call coming too. I'm sorry.
Thank you all for joining us, man. Teach you, huh?
It felt so good to have you on my channel again. I really appreciate you, and I love your energy. I admire what you do and how you help people. And I'm so glad that I'm on this frequency to attract a like-minded being in my physical reality. Thank you so much, Mr. Konscious Kirk.
Wait, you say that you are on this journey to do what?
I'm so happy that I'm on this frequency to attract a like-minded being like you, whatever.
Okay. You mean to converse? What you mean?
Yeah, on this platform, and we have, like-minded thoughts or whatever that we can share and help people with. It's a beautiful thing.
It is. Many people can't vibrate or don't vibrate pretty high because we are too hurt. And when you hold that whole hurt and the pain, the only difference from me and you, I've been hurt, but I had to let go. Because the hurt you can't rise above. Like you can't rise when you're hurt. It's very hard. It's baggage. It's heavy. It's weighing you down. So the only way to start attracting what you want in life is to let go of the baggage so that you could float. And you start floating. You see that you just start rising up. But yeah, thank you for having me too.
Thank you, baby. You be blessed.
You too.
Okay, goodbye.